The second chapter in How Women Rise is about where you are. And one great point that I picked up on really early and ties in nicely with something else that I'd listened to a couple of weeks ago on the Amazing If Squiggly Career podcast is about success. So in the book, Sally and Marshall talk about the fact that you get to define success and what it means to you. You get to decide what it means to rise. And your definition is always going to be personal and individual. One of the biggest impediments to rising is also personal and individual, which is being blind to the behaviours and habits that keep you stuck. So the primary focus of the book isn't about identifying external barriers or providing a roadmap to work your way around them. It's about helping you to recognise the behaviours that get in your own way as you seek to become more successful, whatever that means to you, on your own terms. So your behaviour lies within your control. And uprooting an unhelpful habit or behaviour or attitude that you've picked up is one thing that does lie within your control and can seriously improve your chances of success. And there's a few pieces that come from research in this chapter. The first one is that women are more likely to leave jobs that offer a high salary and position but a low quality of life because they will say that it's not worth it. And I completely can appreciate that one. Quality of work is really important to me, and the way that we work and the experience that we have in the workplace. So a 2018 survey, 818 men and women who held management positions in companies with more than 50 employees, they found many similarities. So for instance, men and women both reported having a great satisfaction from leading teams. They had a great satisfaction from results that exceeded expectations and also from being recognised for their contributions. But it also indicated that men tend to place a greater value on higher positions and earning a higher salary, whereas women placed higher value on the actual experience of work. Men also not only tended to view the position salary as more important than women do, but they were more likely to judge themselves and other people based on those measures. And this form of comparing can lead successful men to underinvest in key relationships, such as family, friends and community, which we know are vital for well-being. Men placed a greater value on winning as well, and they often assigned a numeric value or a rank to their contributions and achievements. By contrast, women took less satisfaction in competition and often went out of their way to describe winning as a result of collaboration. Another point raised in the chapter from that research is that the transition from achiever to leader can also be particularly hard for highly competitive men who might well have difficulty recognising that as a leader, their job is to make everyone else a winner. Women are less likely to struggle with that in general because they tend to be less interested in winning for themselves and more interested in helping organisations and teams to win. There's a great point in the chapter that really resonated with me about being purposeful and intentional with our choices. So the trick to maximising talents and opportunities isn't about being less thoughtful and less giving, but it's about really thinking about how we spend our time. So purposeful and intentional, while also addressing behaviours that keep you stuck. And that is something that I've been working on a lot in the last 6 months, of really thinking about who I spend my time with, how I spend my time, and really thinking, what have I got to give, what have I got to gain, does this tie to my goals, to my personal growth, and making sure that that's considered to really maximise that time. So how do you know if you're stuck? Well, if you feel something prevents you from moving forward, you feel that you're unable to break through your circumstances, if you feel your contributions aren't being recognised or appreciated, or if you feel that the people around you have no idea what you're capable of. Responses to those circumstances also help shape those circumstances, and your behaviours shape how others respond to you as well. So this chapter is all about thinking that it starts with you. As you become very used to behaviours and habits that you pick up along the way, you might well start assuming that they are part of you, they're part of who you are. And I definitely use that language as well when I talk about some of the things that I do repeatedly. When we say to ourselves, it's just how I am, I've always done that. Substituting old habits is really empowering, and it is something that you can do without help from other people. Key standout phrase for me in this chapter is that habits are not you, they're you on autopilot. So when you respond on default or autopilot, you're not really thinking about this situation, this moment, or this particular challenge. You're reacting in a way that's become comfortable to you over time because your brain wants to save energy. You're not really in the present moment, which is why you're not considering whether behaviours that served you before are also serving you now. So first, you need to recognise your behaviour as a habit, recognise your role in your own circumstance, and identify the specific behaviours that undermine them. Make changes and get yourself unstuck.